Damn!
These maids are fine. Dragonmaid's got some support from the set Infinite Forbidden, and let's just say our waifus feels different. Okay, it was in direct support, but it feels so natural, most would mistake them to be direct support. We received two dragons, one being a light and sublimation dragon. This card basically allows us to send one dragon monster from our extra deck to special summon itself. It however locks us into dragons, but that's fine, we're playing a dragon deck, so no cries here. You can basically use this card and a monster in your hand or on the field to fusion summon one monster. It also has a second effect, not too important. If your opponent does attack you, this card loses 500 attack and defense, and your opponent monster loses 1500 attack. That's fine. The other card, however, does have a better second effect. We have Dark and Evaporation Dragon. This card basically has the same effect where it allows us to banish one of our level 8 dragons from the extra deck special summon itself. Also locks us in, doesn't really matter. Or we can also use it and a card in our hand or field to fusion summon a dragon monster. But this one has a better second effect. You can target one attack monster on the field, make this card lose 500 attack and defense, and we can destroy that monster. So yeah, this effect is way better. So basically we have two dragons, one light, one dark, that allows us to fusion summon. Now let's see a few applications of these to see why these provide so much value to the Dragonmaid archetype. One of the biggest pitfalls to Dragonmaid was chamber getting negated, interrupted, or you being deprived of going into your fusion summon, which we already know is an omni negate. But what's great about these support is the fact that it allows you to neck the opponent and then get a monster on the field and basically go into your Dragonmaid shield, which we know is an omni negate, which is quite crazy because getting an omni negate on the field this early by using so less of resources, it really gives you an advantage going both first and second, because now you can now beast up your board, break boards, or have an end board that the opponent doesn't want to have any qualms with. It's just the fact that you have an omni negate. It's not just like Nibiru negates, an omni negate on the field quite early. Gives you so much of an advantage, so as we can see here, basically the cards to fear here would be the face dunk and then can in hand. Other than that, I'm not using my negate for anything else. So now that we all free up with an omni negate on the field, we now can play Yu-Gi-Oh to a different extent. Alright, one of the reasons like I love playing the Bestials, and I think the Bestials is a must, the fact that Bestials can allow you to search your Dragonmaid cards because they're dragons, but it also can allow you to search the two new dragon monster because they're dragons. And I also love the fact that we get the Brandon Regain, because Brandon Regain, once a card is banished, allows you to return into your extra deck or deck to draw a card. So not only the Bestials are gonna be triggering Brandon Regain, but we're gonna also trigger it with our two brand new dragons because they do banish cards to special summon themselves. So that is a plus in itself. Now, one thing when I started playing these cards, I didn't notice because I was so infatuated on the fact that it can just summon our monsters. It can summon our fusion monsters. That I didn't take into account that these monsters are beefy. This guy has 2600 attack, and you can literally special summon this guy by banishing a dragon monster from your hand. Like, that's crazy. And now looking back, and it's like, why? Right? So now that we have mounted such a board, basically with sack board, but every monster here is 2500 or more, which is quite crazy in itself. We can literally get so much monsters in the field right after easily having an omni negate, which means making the deck going second so much better. We're not using so much resources to go into this fusion. We don't have to get the fusion cards, we don't have to have a big dragon in our hand, all this. Literally get a search with our small dragons and just go into the new dragons and boom, have an omni on the field. But also here we're gonna see I've incorporated the new support, the new budget omni negate / Appaloosa, Untamed Appaloosa. This is not for all budget decks. However, if you're playing a dragon deck with big dragons level 8 or more, you can definitely slap that in. Now, it doesn't really mesh too well with the Dragonmaid cards, unfortunately, because Dragonmaid monsters are level 9 and level 10. So this needs level 8 monsters. But this is where we really see the Bestial shines, because Lobelian is a light level it dragon, so which means it's gonna pair so great with this guy. So why not? So you can slap one in here to just spit on the opponent, add insults to injury. And basically from this point, based on the card advantage points we have and the cards the opponent have, there's no way they're playing past 3 Omni Negates, and then we have another Omni Negate on the field again. So this is just backup, because this card, like I said, it's untamed. It activates its effect per chain, and we cannot control it. It just activates its effect. So so we have a tame version of an Omni Negate right here. In the event the opponent does happen to play past this card, we are all good, because there are ways of playing past this card, because it's per chain. So in between chain, you can maybe the opponent can change something, and depending on the chain, you have the backup with your CO, you have the backup with some of your other cards. So yes, as you can see, the interactions of these 3 archetypes together are splendidly great. So we did have bestials with play bestials with Dragonmaid back in the days, but now adding these new dragons, bro, nah, it feels completely different and so much scarier. Here you can see a little more interactions from the deck itself, utilizing all 3 of these archetypes. Like I said earlier, getting that early Omni Negate to the field definitely makes a very big difference, and having the other archetypes, those easily spam the board. It's I can say that, bro, it's straight OTK level power level attacks that is. What's always great about the Dragonmaid CO is the fact that you can attack with it. If you end up negating after your attack, you get a brand new monster free kit. It is insane in itself. It's insane in itself. The fact that we can get an Omni Negate so early on the field, by utilizing so much less of resources, just makes the deck so much better. Instead of just having some big monsters in the field, we do have the protection and the safety of our CO, which gives us that Omni Negate. Playing bestials going second into a board where you open it back up is just so great, because like I said earlier, it helps. And as you can see, we already have a Dragonmaid card in hand, and we got to search one of our dragons. So basically, this allows us to go quickly into our Omni Negate. But being that I had the Lubian in hand, I kept the dark version so we can go into our the dark dragon. That's a dark dragon, and again, we are just gonna fully spam the field with an Omni Negate already on the field. And here we're gonna see what I said earlier, the Brandon Regreen working in conjunction with the Dark End. By banishing a card, we get to draw a card, because it's not only the bestials, they also provide that form of banishing, so we can get that draw from our Brandon Regreen. And then since we have level 8 light monster on the field, boom, we can go into our Light and Darkness Horde Lord Dragon and go from there. The opponent has to deal with 3 Omni Negates, an Omni Negate, and our back rows. Bro, it looks scary. This is how the deck plays. This is how the deck feels. Still working on the deck profile. You guys are gonna see the deck profile in the next video coming up. Hopefully I'm gonna have everything crisp and done, and maybe we can discuss the deck a little bit. But let me know, guys, what you guys think in the comment about this. Support these 3 archetypes together, and if you have your version, you can always let me know. We can maybe go through a build of yours, and we can take it from there. See you guys in the next video.